Hello Derby High and welcome to today's broadcast. I'm your host Jamie Black and we've got an awesome episode ready for you today. Our next video is about the Twisted Oz Motorcycle Museum by Brady Baxter.
1908 Reading Stand.
They built 2,400 of them.
First overhead motorcycle ever climb fights. 1919 Harley shaft drive. We restored that back in the 60s.
The Twisted Oz Motorcycle Museum, located in Augusta, Kansas, was a dream developed by owner Kelly Maudlin. Kelly had a vision for a nationally known vintage motorcycle museum located in the center of the United States.
Well, Kelly, partner, he had the building, and I met him about 5 years ago. And I had about 80 motorcycles, and he started wanting a museum when he seen mine. So it just kind of went from there.
Over 70 privately curated vintage motorcycles were acquired for the museum, including a few one-of-a-kind motorcycles from as early as 1905. With the museum's opening in early 2016 and free admission for all, Kelly hopes to grow the museum into a destination attraction for history buffs and cycle enthusiasts alike.
Our next video is about the school's new youth court by Connor Robinette.
This court is adjourned.
One of Derby High's newest classes, Youth Court, is a student-led class in charge of handling disciplinary issues. When a student gets written up, administration can send them to Youth Court for a restorative justice punishment.
When the kids come into the Youth Court, they'll have defense representation. They'll get a chance to tell their side of the story. And then hopefully kids can kind of relate to that a little bit. And then kids can kind of direct them in a path to maybe not repeat that offense. If a kid gets a write-up, we are going to hand out a consequence. It could range from a verbal apology, written apology, lunch detentions, after-school detentions, or possible community service. It's open to anybody. It cannot be freshmen, so sophomore, junior, senior. You have to have a 3.5 GPA. You've got to be recommended by 2 of your teachers here at Derby High School. You'll go through an interview process with me, and then your attendance has got to be pretty good. I mean, we're talking less than 6 absences a school year. If for kids that want to go into law, maybe they want to learn about law, but also become a peer mentoring or a role model for our school. I mean, hopefully it's something that, I don't want to say kids fear, but they understand that being judged by their peers, it can be intimidating at times. You know, if you get in trouble in the real world and you go through a jury trial, it's intimidating. So.
Up next we have our weekly sports segment by Brett Jones.
Oh yeah, it's a sports segment. My name is Brett Jones. Let's roll. First up, we had some awesome golf last week. The team took 2nd overall at the AVCTL Championship, and our very own Kenny Henson was the AVCTL champion. That is awesome. Taking home the gold. That is how we do it. Emma Johnson also took 3rd. What a week of golf, man. That is so cool. Next up, we had some volleyball. They're still taking it to them, taking 3rd in the Derby tournament that happened over the weekend. That's awesome. All the sports are taking care of business, man. Speaking of business, tennis takes care of the businesses. We got some highlights from the AVCTL championships. Let's check it out. Hey, tennis is rad. Football is equally as rad. We slayed the Salina Central Ponies 34-0 in a game that got canceled due to weather. We got some highlights from that game. Shout out to Hannah Abu Faisal for going solo on this one and making an awesome video. I wasn't able to make it to the game to help out, so let's take a look.
Can't look you in the face. I don't wanna have to lie. I wanted this love to survive. Now when I look in your I feel paralyzed. Now I know it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light. My body goes up, feels like someone cut out my tongue. I didn't know a heart could die this young.
Our next video is about C-Team Soccer by Brandon Philivong.
It's the C team for boys soccer, and with their first few games at the Panther Stadium being a bit mixed, to say the least, losing against Wichita East, but won against Hayesville campus, although losing against Bishop Carroll and Wichita Southeast both being home games, but that doesn't stop them from giving it their all, with their coach Chris Brittingham backing them up.
I think I'm a player's coach. I'm not going to be really hard on them, but I praise them when they do good, but I let them know what they could do better when they're not fulfilling expectations. And it's tough. It's tough playing against juniors and sometimes seniors when you're a freshman or sophomore.
This is only the scores from September, just barely kicking off the school year. So as the year goes on, a C team could possibly change the tides of their games and might eventually move on to varsity and junior varsity.
I mean, C team is a one-year kind of thing. I only get them for 1 year, then they move up, they move on. I mean, the guys on the team, they're already motivated. They want to take that next step and be JV players, varsity players. So, I mean, they play for me, and I really appreciate that.
Our next video is about how crazy our school parking lot really is by Skylar Aish.
My name is Dax Benway. I'm a junior, and I've been driving to school since my sophomore year.
So, what do you have problems with on your daily commute getting out of the school parking lot?
Well, some of the problems I have are people, like they either go too slow and they drive poorly. And it's a really tight fit, like we're really crammed in here. And our exits are terrible, like our one-lane exit. I don't like that at all.
What do you think about the destruction of the athlete parking lot to replace it with the indoor facility?
Me, honestly, I don't like it, but I guess not going to affect me because I'm going to be graduated by the time it's built, but as you can see, like, we're already crammed as it is, and with us getting rid of that parking lot, I mean, I think it's just going to make everything worse.
Or almost been in an accident in the school parking lot?
No, but I've been close with people pulling out in front of me because they don't look, or we're too close, so like whenever people are backing up out of their parking spot, they pull out too far, and I actually know some friends that have been hit because they're too close together and we don't have enough room.
Up next, we got another video by Mahalia Hartfield focusing on the Writers Club.
Writers Club is an after-school club focused on creativity. Right now, the club is working on stories, poems, and art. The president of the club is Harley Gore. She runs the writing portion of the club.
The shooting victims, because they live on the south side of some city, or just like, a term that's used is a ghetto term of the city.
Anthony Norwood is the president of the art part of the club. Miss Swift is the teacher sponsor of this club. The current event that the club is planning is NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. They also have a journal called The Ziffer.
Next, we've got a montage of our DHS Homecoming Week by Joey Huffington. We've also got a spotlight on our pop-up art show by Kaylin Knoll.
The pop art show was an idea I came up with to kind of showcase student artwork outside of K-Hall. A lot of students and teachers don't really get to this part of the building unless they have a reason to come down here for class. And so I wanted to take an opportunity to show some of my students' work because they should be really proud of it and put it out in a more public place. So I put it up after school on Wednesday, and it's going to come down before I go home today. And so it's very temporary, but then down in K-Hall, especially with the stuff behind me, they're going to go into this case for a longer period of time.
That's the best one out of all of these, because it's staring at me. Yeah, they're okay, but that's my favorite right there.
Follow us on Twitter up here and on Snapchat up here. DTV signing out.